Hi Tira, I'm Tanvi Marathe, a professional makeup artist, and I often get asked about how I do my own makeup. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly that. These are the techniques and tricks that I have picked up over my 8 years in the industry, and there is no more gatekeeping here. I'm starting with the underpainting technique, which enhances the natural bone structure of your face by sculpting it. I am going to use the Clinique Chubby Stick. I'm going to use it along the jawline, on the forehead, and a little bit on my nose. I'm just going to apply it directly onto my face. Just find that line where you want to add the contour. I've laid down the contour points on my face. I'm using the Lancome concealer, usually where you apply the concealer. That's under the eye, around the nose, around the mouth, and a little bit around the jawline. Just underneath that contour that you just did. I've used a lighter shade of the same concealer and used it on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose to just highlight it a little bit further. Now all you need is a blending brush to blend it away, and for that you're going to use any foundation that you have. But just remember that don't move the products too much and don't be too aggressive with your brush so that you don't move all the work that you've done underneath. I've taken 1 drop of foundation into a foundation buffing brush, and all you need to do is swirl the brush on the product so it gets equally disposed on the brush head, and then I'm going to softly blend away all the product that we've applied on the face. Starting with the contour. This way you won't make the entire face look too brown, and you're just focusing on the areas that you've added the sculpting. Now the places where you've applied the concealer, that's what you blend next. So I'm going to use the same brush and just go over the concealer that you've used, going ahead with the same thing under the eye. And now you're just going to blend the nose contour that you applied earlier. To finish the base, I'll always use a damp beauty blender to pat over my skin. This is just going to give me that seamless base and pick up any extra product. Now to add a flush of color to my skin, I'm starting with this Simply Nam cream blush in the shade Sister from Another Mister, which is my personal favorite. So one technique when you pick up any cream product, always tap on the back of your hand so any excess product will just come off. And then with everything evenly spread out on your brush, just go and start patting it very lightly onto your face, especially the apples of your cheeks. Another reason why we layer cream products before powder is so that it makes the powders last longer. Now this is another technique that I use to highlight a little bit under my eye. Just take a little brighter concealer. I'm using the lighter colored Lancome concealer. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the product on a blending brush and applying just a little quantity under my eye. Now with all the creams and liquids done, I'm going to set my makeup with the AVH Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going to use a powder puff to go into my powder. I like to dab the puff on the back of my hand so that the product gets spread out evenly. Start by going into the inner corners of the eye and everywhere else that you've applied your concealer. So apply the powder under your eye, around your nose, around your mouth, on the forehead, down the bridge of your nose, basically everywhere where you applied the concealer. I'm going to take a little bit more powder and just going to bake slightly along my jawline beneath all the contour work that we had done previously. Baking right under the jawline gives you that lifted look. For the eyeshadow, I'm creating a soft neutral toned brown smoky, perfect for any occasion. I'll start with using the Laura Mercier's Caviar Thickened Cocoa along the lash line, blending it out with a pencil brush. I'll now take this brown shade from the Huda Beauty Empowered palette and buff out the cream shadow, taking a clean blending brush all over to avoid any harsh lines. To finish the eyes, I'm tight lining with the Huda Beauty's Kajal for a subtle definition and then curling my lashes before adding a few coats of the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara. Now going ahead with my favorite mascara, it's the L'Oreal Panorama. Just look at the way it will define my lashes. Just look at that, do you see it? It's stunning, right? The way it just makes my eyes look bigger. Now to finish the eye look, I'm using this eyebrow pencil to just fill in the sparse gaps in my brow, not overdoing it so that they don't look too dark. Use a very light hand and feather-like strokes just where I can see those gaps. Use the other end, which is a spoolie brush, to just distribute the product all over your brow and just to blend the product in well. And there you have it, a very well done eyebrow. You always need to set your brows with a brow setter. I'm using a translucent brow setter so that it doesn't add more color to the brow and it just sets the brow in place. Always use the brush in a diagonal angle and not straight. For the lips, I'll start with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 pencil in warm brown to outline my lips and create a framework for my lipstick. The one thing that I like to do after applying my lip line is to blend it with my finger so that there are no harsh lines. Now to finish the look, I wanted a neutral brown lipstick and I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Taupe Beige shade, which is perfect for this look. Last but not the least, I'm going to be using the MAC setting spray. This one has been a part of my kit since I started doing makeup, literally. And I'm going to be spraying a little bit. Never skip this step because it'll melt down all the products together and this will make your makeup last longer. So here's the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and picked up a few tricks along the way. Be sure to check out Tira's YouTube channel for a lot more in beauty and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you again soon.